Question 1. In a peer study circle, Naomi asks why exam candidates start feeling nervous after a certain chime is repeatedly paired with a pop quiz. Which answer names the idea? Option A. Operant conditioning. Option B. Classical conditioning. Option C. Metacognition. Option D. Constructivism. The correct answer is option B. Classical conditioning. This describes classical conditioning because a neutral stimulus becomes linked with an emotional response after repeated pairings. Operant conditioning is not the best choice because it focuses on consequences after behavior rather than associations before a response. Metacognition is different because it concerns thinking about one's own thinking, not learned emotional associations. Constructivism does not fit because it explains active meaning making, not a reflexive conditioned response. Question 2. After reading that a course tutor adds praise after an exam candidate participates and participation increases, how should Naomi label the concept? Option A. Positive reinforcement. Option B. Negative reinforcement. Option C. Punishment. Option D. Extinction. The correct answer is option A. Positive reinforcement. This describes positive reinforcement because a desirable consequence is added after a behavior, making that behavior more likely. Negative reinforcement is not the best choice because it removes an unpleasant condition rather than adding a reward. Punishment is different because it aims to reduce behavior rather than increase it. Extinction does not fit because it weakens behavior by withholding reinforcement. Question 3. For a short exam review, Naomi connects exam candidates' complete homework early to avoid a weekly reminder call home with which principle? Option A. Positive reinforcement. Option B. Classical conditioning. Option C. Response cost. Option D. Negative reinforcement. The correct answer is option D. Negative reinforcement. This describes negative reinforcement because a behavior increases because it helps the learner avoid or remove something unpleasant. Positive reinforcement is not the best choice because it adds a pleasant consequence rather than removing an unpleasant one. Classical conditioning is different because it involves stimulus association rather than consequences shaping behavior. Response cost does not fit because it removes a privilege after misbehavior. Question 4. Could a case where an exam candidate receives an extra cleanup task after throwing paper and the behavior decreases be an example of which concept for Naomi? Option A. Negative reinforcement. Option B. Positive reinforcement. Option C. Positive punishment. Option D. Shaping. The correct answer is option C. Positive punishment. This describes positive punishment because an unpleasant consequence is added to reduce an unwanted behavior. Negative reinforcement is not the best choice because it increases behavior by removing something unpleasant. Positive reinforcement is different because it adds something desirable to increase behavior. Shaping does not fit because it builds behavior through small reinforced steps. Question 5. Why would Naomi link a course tutor rewards each closer attempt as a shy learner gradually speaks louder in class to one major educational psychology idea? Option A. Fixed ratio schedule. Option B. Reciprocal teaching. Option C. Extinction. Option D. Shaping. The correct answer is option D. Shaping. This describes shaping because successive approximations are reinforced until the desired behavior develops. Fixed ratio schedule is not the best choice because it reinforces after a set number of responses, not gradual progress. Reciprocal teaching is different because it uses student-led reading strategies rather than behavior building. Extinction does not fit because it reduces behavior by removing reinforcement. Question 6. A practice item tells Naomi that a course tutor stops laughing at off-task jokes and the jokes slowly fade away. Which concept is most likely? Option A. Punishment. Option B. Spaced practice. Option C. Extinction. Option D. Modeling. The correct answer is option C. Extinction. This describes extinction because a previously reinforced behavior decreases when reinforcement is no longer provided. Punishment is not the best choice because it adds or removes a consequence to reduce behavior more directly. Spaced practice is different because it improves memory through distributed study sessions. Modeling does not fit because it involves learning by watching others. Question 7. Before answering, Naomi identifies that a learner keeps answering review questions because bonus points appear after unpredictable numbers of correct responses. Which term should be chosen? Option A. Fixed ratio schedule. Option B. Fixed interval schedule. Option C. Variable interval schedule. Option D. Variable ratio schedule. The correct answer is option D. Variable ratio schedule. This describes variable ratio schedule because reinforcement occurs after an unpredictable number of responses, which often produces steady responding. Fixed ratio schedule is not the best choice because it rewards after a predictable number of responses. Fixed interval schedule is different because it rewards the first response after a set amount of time. Variable interval schedule does not fit because it rewards after changing time intervals rather than response counts. Question 8. Which choice helps Naomi explain why exam candidates work hardest right before a quiz that happens every Friday in a classroom discussion? Option A, fixed interval schedule. Option B, variable ratio schedule. Option C, fixed ratio schedule. Option D, token economy. The correct answer is option A, fixed interval schedule. This describes fixed interval schedule because reinforcement is available after a predictable amount of time has passed. Variable ratio schedule is not the best choice because it depends on unpredictable response counts. Fixed ratio schedule is different because it depends on a set number of responses. Token economy does not fit because it uses symbolic rewards exchanged for privileges. Question 9. How can Naomi classify a classroom moment where a child copies a classmate's polite hand-raising after seeing the classmate praised? Option A, insight learning. Option B, observational learning. Option C, classical conditioning. Option D, trial and error learning. The correct answer is option B, observational learning. This describes observational learning because the learner changes behavior after watching another person and the consequences that follow. Insight learning is not the best choice because it involves a sudden solution, not imitation. Classical conditioning is different because it links stimuli rather than modeling behavior. Trial and error learning does not fit because it depends on personal attempts and feedback rather than watching a model. Question 10. Suppose Naomi observes that an exam candidate with strong belief in personal ability chooses harder practice problems. Which concept is shown? Option A, external locus of control. Option B, self-concept. Option C, intrinsic motivation. Option D, self-efficacy. The correct answer is option D, self-efficacy. This describes self-efficacy because the learner's belief in their capability affects effort, persistence, and challenge choice. External locus of control is not the best choice because it attributes outcomes to outside forces rather than personal capability. Self-concept is different because it is a broader view of oneself, not task-specific competence. Intrinsic motivation does not fit because it refers to interest or enjoyment, not belief in ability. Question 11. While reviewing, Naomi sees a learner's competence, classroom behavior, and course tutor response all influence one another. Which idea matches the situation? Option A, reciprocal determinism. Option B, classical conditioning. Option C, maturation. Option D, norm reference testing. The correct answer is option A, reciprocal determinism. This describes reciprocal determinism because personal factors, behavior, and environment interact in a two-way pattern. Classical conditioning is not the best choice because it focuses on learned stimulus associations. Maturation is different because it emphasizes biological growth rather than social interaction cycles. Norm reference testing does not fit because it compares scores to other test takers. Question 12. One interesting clue says a course tutor gives sentence starters at first and slowly removes them as exam candidates improve. Which educational psychology term fits for Naomi? Option A, standardization. Option B, scaffolding. Option C, summative assessment. Option D, extinction. The correct answer is option B, scaffolding. This describes scaffolding because temporary support is provided and then withdrawn as learners become more independent. Standardization is not the best choice because it keeps testing procedures the same for everyone. Summative assessment is different because it evaluates learning after instruction is complete. Extinction does not fit because it removes reinforcement to reduce behavior. Question 13. From this example, where a learner can solve a problem with hints but not yet alone, which answer should Naomi select? Option A, reliability. Option B, formal operational stage. Option C, zone of proximal development. Option D, mastery learning. The correct answer is option C, zone of proximal development. This describes zone of proximal development because the task sits between independent ability and what the learner can do with support. Reliability is not the best choice because it concerns score consistency, not learning support. Formal operational stage is different because it describes abstract reasoning, not support level. Mastery learning does not fit because it requires reaching a performance standard before moving on. Question 14. Students in a student coaching session discuss why a child calls a zebra a horse because it fits an existing animal category. Which concept gives the best explanation? Option A, encoding. Option B, assimilation. Option C, accommodation. Option D, conservation. The correct answer is option B, Assimilation. This describes assimilation because new information is interpreted using an existing mental schema. Encoding is not the best choice because it is getting information into memory. Accommodation is different because it changes the schema to fit new information. Conservation does not fit because it is understanding that quantity can stay the same despite appearance changes. Question 15. Teachers in a mini lecture wonder why a child changes the animal category after learning zebras are not horses. Which principle applies? Option A, assimilation. Option B, rehearsal. Option C, class inclusion. Option D, accommodation. The correct answer is option D, accommodation. This describes accommodation because an existing schema is revised when new information does not fit. Assimilation is not the best choice because it would force new information into an old schema. Rehearsal is different because it is repeating information to maintain it in memory. Class inclusion does not fit because it involves understanding category relationships. Question 16. Can Naomi treat a child solves conservation tasks but struggles with purely hypothetical logic as evidence of which concept? Option A, formal operational thinking. Option B, sensoromotor thinking. Option C, preoperational thinking. Option D, concrete operational thinking. The correct answer is option D, concrete operational thinking. This describes concrete operational thinking because children can reason logically about concrete objects but not fully abstract possibilities. Formal operational thinking is not the best choice because it includes abstract and hypothetical reasoning. Sensoromotor thinking is different because it centers on infant sensory and motor exploration. Preoperational thinking does not fit because it often lacks conservation and logical reversibility. Question 17. If Naomi must answer quickly, which idea is signaled when a teen reasons through a hypothetical justice problem without needing physical examples? Option A, object permanence. Option B, formal operational thinking. Option C, preoperational thinking. Option D, concrete operational thinking. The correct answer is option B, formal operational thinking. This describes formal operational thinking because abstract and hypothetical reasoning are key features of the stage. Object permanence is not the best choice because it is an infant understanding that objects still exist when unseen. Preoperational thinking is different because it is marked by symbolic thought but limited logic. Concrete operational thinking does not fit because it works best with tangible examples. Question 18. Rather than guessing, Naomi should connect an infant searches for a hidden toy instead of acting as if it disappeared with which concept? Option A, conservation. Option B, object permanence. Option C, centration. Option D, ecocentrism. The correct answer is option B, object permanence. This describes object permanence because the child understands that objects continue to exist even when out of sight. Conservation is not the best choice because it involves understanding quantity despite appearance changes. Centration is different because it means focusing on one feature while ignoring others. Ecocentrism does not fit because it involves difficulty taking another person's viewpoint. Question 19. Curiosity rises when Naomi reads that an elementary exam candidate gains pride from mastering reading and classroom skills. Which term solves the puzzle? Option A, industry versus inferiority. Option B, trust versus mistrust. Option C, identity versus role confusion. Option D, generativity versus stagnation. The correct answer is option A, industry versus inferiority. This describes industry versus inferiority because school-age children build competence through successful work and feedback. Trust versus mistrust is not the best choice because it centers on infant caregiver reliability. Identity versus role confusion is different because it is mainly an adolescent search for personal identity. Generativity versus stagnation does not fit because it focuses on adult contribution to others. Question 20. A CLEP-style scenario says a teenager explores values, careers and beliefs to answer who they are. Which answer best captures it for Naomi? Option A, autonomy versus shame. Option B, intimacy versus isolation. Option C, industry versus inferiority. Option D, identity versus role confusion. The correct answer is option D, identity versus role confusion. This describes identity versus role confusion because adolescents work toward a stable sense of self and direction. Autonomy versus shame is not the best choice because it describes toddlers building independence. Intimacy versus isolation is different because it usually involves young adult relationships. Industry versus inferiority does not fit because it focuses on school-age competence. Question 21. Inside a practice test workshop, Naomi studies why an exam candidate says cheating is wrong because rules and community expectations matter. Which concept fits? Option A, moral realism. Option B, conventional morality. Option C, pre-conventional morality. Option D, post-conventional morality. The correct answer is option B, conventional morality. This describes conventional morality because moral reasoning is based on social approval, rules, and maintaining order. Moral realism is not the best choice because it treats rules as fixed and unchangeable. Pre-conventional morality is different because it focuses on rewards and punishments. Post-conventional morality does not fit because it uses broad ethical principles beyond rules. Question 22. Looking at the clue that a child avoids lying mainly to escape punishment or earn a reward, which idea should Naomi remember? Option A, post-conventional morality. Option B, conventional morality. Option C, identity achievement. Option D, pre-conventional morality. The correct answer is option D, pre-conventional morality. This describes pre-conventional morality because moral decisions are driven by personal consequences such as punishment or reward. Post-conventional morality is not the best choice because it reasons from abstract principles and rights. Conventional morality is different because it emphasizes rules and approval from society. Identity achievement does not fit because it describes commitment after exploration, not moral reasoning. Question 23. Naomi sees that an exam candidate argues that a rule should be challenged when it violates basic human rights during a classroom discussion. Which concept best explains it? Option A, pre-conventional morality. Option B, learned helplessness. Option C, post-conventional morality. Option D, conventional morality. The correct answer is option C, post-conventional morality. This describes post-conventional morality because moral reasoning is guided by universal principles rather than simple rule following. Pre-conventional morality is not the best choice because it focuses on personal gain or punishment. Learned helplessness is different because it concerns giving up after repeated failure. Conventional morality does not fit because it generally supports rules and social order. Question 24. When Naomi notices that a course tutor plans choices that include music, movement, language, and spatial design in a quick quiz review, which idea is being tested? Option A, norm reference testing. Option B, G-factor. Option C, working memory. Option D, multiple intelligences. The correct answer is option D, multiple intelligences. This describes multiple intelligences because the approach treats ability as varied across different domains of strength. Norm reference testing is not the best choice because it compares learners to a group. G-factor is different because it emphasizes a general intelligence factor. Working memory does not fit because it is a limited mental workspace. Question 25. During a teacher training scenario, Naomi studies a case where an assignment asks exam candidates to solve problems, create products, and apply ideas in daily life. Which term fits best? Option A, triarchic intelligence. Option B, criterion reference testing. Option C, fluid intelligence. Option D, multiple intelligences. The correct answer is option A, triarchic intelligence. This describes triarchic intelligence because Sternberg's model highlights analytical, creative, and practical intelligence. Criterion reference testing is not the best choice because it measures performance against standards. Fluid intelligence is different because it refers to novel problem-solving ability. Multiple intelligences does not fit because it lists broader domains such as musical or bodily kinesthetic abilities. Question 26. In a final review session, Naomi asks why a learner studies child development because the topic feels genuinely fascinating. Which answer names the idea? Option A, performance goal. Option B, negative reinforcement. Option C, intrinsic motivation. Option D, extrinsic motivation. The correct answer is option C, intrinsic motivation. This describes intrinsic motivation because the behavior is driven by interest, curiosity, or enjoyment of the activity itself. Performance goal is not the best choice because it focuses on looking competent compared with others. Negative reinforcement is different because it increases behavior by removing something unpleasant. Extrinsic motivation does not fit because it depends on outside rewards or pressures. Question 27. After reading that an exam candidate completes extra practice mainly to earn a gift card, how should Naomi label the concept? Option A, intrinsic motivation. Option B, self-regulation. Option C, mastery goal. Option D, extrinsic motivation. The correct answer is option D, extrinsic motivation. This describes extrinsic motivation because the behavior is driven by an outside reward rather than the activity itself. Intrinsic motivation is not the best choice because it comes from interest or enjoyment. Self-regulation is different because it involves planning and monitoring one's learning. Mastery goal does not fit because it emphasizes learning and improvement. Question 28. For a short exam review, Naomi connects a learner chooses difficult questions to improve understanding even if mistakes happen with which principle? Option A, performance goal. Option B, avoidance goal. Option C, mastery goal. Option D, fixed mindset. The correct answer is option C, mastery goal. This describes mastery goal because the focus is on growth, learning, and skill development. Performance goal is not the best choice because it focuses on proving ability or outperforming others. Avoidance goal is different because it focuses on avoiding failure or embarrassment. Fixed mindset does not fit because it treats ability as unchangeable. Question 29. Could a case where an exam candidate studies mainly to score higher than classmates and appear smart be an example of which concept for Naomi? Option A, mastery goal. Option B, performance goal. Option C, metacognition. Option D, intrinsic motivation. The correct answer is option B, performance goal. This describes performance goal because the learner is focused on demonstrating ability relative to others. Mastery goal is not the best choice because it centers on improvement and understanding. Metacognition is different because it involves awareness and control of thinking. Intrinsic motivation does not fit because it centers on enjoyment or curiosity. Question 30. Why would Naomi link a learner explains a failed test by blaming effort, task difficulty, luck, or ability to one major educational psychology idea? Option A, information processing theory. Option B, classroom ecology. Option C, constructivism. Option D, attribution theory. The correct answer is option D, attribution theory. This describes attribution theory because it examines how people explain causes of success and failure. Information processing theory is not the best choice because it explains how information moves through memory systems. Classroom ecology is different because it focuses on classroom environment patterns. Constructivism does not fit because it emphasizes building meaning from experience. Question 31. A practice item tells Naomi that an exam candidate stops trying because repeated failures made success feel impossible. Which concept is most likely? Option A, growth mindset. Option B, learned helplessness. Option C, self-efficacy. Option D, positive transfer. The correct answer is option B, learned helplessness. This describes learned helplessness because repeated uncontrollable failure can reduce motivation and effort. Growth mindset is not the best choice because it supports belief that ability can improve. Self-efficacy is different because it refers to belief in capability, not resignation. Positive transfer does not fit because it happens when prior learning helps new learning. Question 32. Before answering, Naomi identifies that an exam candidate treats mistakes as evidence that a skill can improve with strategy and effort. Which term should be chosen? Option A, entity theory. Option B, fixed mindset. Option C, external attribution. Option D, growth mindset. The correct answer is option D, growth mindset. This describes growth mindset because ability is viewed as developable through effort, feedback, and better strategies. Entity theory is not the best choice because it is another way to describe fixed views of ability. Fixed mindset is different because it treats ability as stable and hard to change. External attribution does not fit because it places causes outside the learner. Question 33. Which choice helps Naomi explain why a hungry, unsafe exam candidate struggles to focus on a challenging lesson in a quiet study group? Option A, Bloom taxonomy. Option B, classical conditioning. Option C, Kohlberg theory. Option D, Maslow hierarchy of needs. The correct answer is option D, Maslow hierarchy of needs. This describes Maslow hierarchy of needs because basic physiological and safety needs can affect readiness for higher level learning. Bloom taxonomy is not the best choice because it classifies cognitive learning objectives. Classical conditioning is different because it explains learned stimulus response associations. Kohlberg theory does not fit because it describes moral reasoning development. Question 34. How can Naomi classify a classroom moment where an exam candidate loses track while solving a long mental math problem with many steps? Option A, working memory. Option B, long-term memory. Option C, procedural memory. Option D, sensory memory. The correct answer is option A, working memory. This describes working memory because working memory is the limited mental space used to hold and process information temporarily. Long-term memory is not the best choice because it stores information over extended periods. Procedural memory is different because it stores skills and habits. Sensory memory does not fit because it briefly holds raw sensory input. Question 35. Suppose Naomi observes that a learner recalls a teaching theory studied weeks earlier. Which concept is shown? Option A, long-term memory. Option B, selective attention. Option C, working memory. Option D, sensory memory. The correct answer is option A, long-term memory. This describes long-term memory because information retained over time is stored in long-term memory. Selective attention is not the best choice because it filters what receives mental focus. Working memory is different because it is temporary and limited during active thinking. Sensory memory does not fit because it lasts only briefly after stimulation. Question 36. While reviewing, Naomi sees an exam candidate turns a new vocabulary term into a meaningful example to remember it. Which idea matches the situation? Option A, retrieval. Option B, extinction. Option C, validity. Option D, encoding. The correct answer is option D, encoding. This describes encoding because encoding is the process of getting information into memory in a usable form. Retrieval is not the best choice because it involves pulling stored information back out. Extinction is different because it weakens a learned behavior. Validity does not fit because it concerns whether a test measures what it should. Question 37. One interesting clue says a learner closes the book and answers questions from memory to strengthen recall. Which educational psychology term fits for Naomi? Option A, summative assessment. Option B, centration. Option C, retrieval practice. Option D, massed practice. The correct answer is option C, retrieval practice. This describes retrieval practice because actively recalling information improves later memory more than simply rereading. Summative assessment is not the best choice because it evaluates learning at the end of instruction. Centration is different because it means focusing on one feature of a situation. Massed practice does not fit because it compresses study into one long session. Question 38. From this example, where an exam candidate studies the same concepts in short sessions across several days, which answer should Naomi select? Option A, shaping. Option B, massed practice. Option C, norming. Option D, spaced practice. The correct answer is option D, spaced practice. This describes spaced practice because learning is distributed over time, which usually supports stronger retention. Shaping is not the best choice because it reinforces gradual behavior changes. Massed practice is different because it packs study into one concentrated period. Norming does not fit because it creates comparison data for a test. Question 39. Students in a quick quiz review discuss why a learner links a new theory to personal classroom experiences. Which concept gives the best explanation? Option A, extinction. Option B, reliability. Option C, elaboration. Option D, rote rehearsal. The correct answer is option C, elaboration. This describes elaboration because new information is made more meaningful by connecting it to existing knowledge. Extinction is not the best choice because it removes reinforcement to reduce behavior. Reliability is different because it refers to consistency of measurement. Rote rehearsal does not fit because it repeats information without adding meaning. Question 40. Teachers in a teacher training scenario wonder why exam candidate groups a long list of theorists into behaviorist, cognitive, and social categories. Which principle applies? Option A, accommodation. Option B, chunking. Option C, overlearning. Option D, response cost. The correct answer is option B, chunking. This describes chunking because information is organized into meaningful units to reduce memory load. Accommodation is not the best choice because it changes a schema to fit new information. Overlearning is different because it continues practice after initial mastery. Response cost does not fit because it removes a privilege to reduce behavior. Question 41. Can Naomi treat an exam candidate checks which topics are weak and adjusts the study plan as evidence of which concept? Option A, metacognition. Option B, automaticity. Option C, classical conditioning. Option D, extrinsic motivation. The correct answer is option A, metacognition. This describes metacognition because the learner monitors and controls their own thinking and learning strategies. Automaticity is not the best choice because it means a skill requires little conscious effort. Classical conditioning is different because it involves learned associations. Extrinsic motivation does not fit because it depends on external rewards. Question 42. If Naomi must answer quickly, which idea is signaled when knowledge from a statistics lesson helps an exam candidate understand test reliability? Option A, transfer of learning. Option B, negative punishment. Option C, cognitive dissonance. Option D, extinction. The correct answer is option A, transfer of learning. This describes transfer of learning because previous learning influences performance in a new but related situation. Negative punishment is not the best choice because it removes something desirable to reduce behavior. Cognitive dissonance is different because it involves discomfort from conflicting beliefs. Extinction does not fit because it reduces behavior when reinforcement stops. Question 43. Rather than guessing, Naomi should connect. A course tutor gives a big picture concept map before a complex lesson begins with which concept? Option A, random assignment. Option B, token economy. Option C, exit ticket. Option D, advance organizer. The correct answer is option D, advance organizer. This describes advance organizer because a preview structure helps learners connect new information to prior knowledge. Random assignment is not the best choice because it places participants into groups by chance. Token economy is different because it uses symbolic rewards. Exit ticket does not fit because it checks understanding at the end of a lesson. Question 44. Curiosity rises when Naomi reads that a learner uses an existing mental framework about classrooms to understand a new teaching method. Which term solves the puzzle? Option A, reinforcer. Option B, rubric. Option C, percentile rank. Option D, schema. The correct answer is option D, schema. This describes schema because a schema is an organized knowledge structure used to interpret information. Reinforcer is not the best choice because it is a consequence that increases behavior. Rubric is different because it is a scoring guide. Percentile rank does not fit because it shows relative standing in a group. Question 45. A CLEP-style scenario says too many visuals, terms, and steps overwhelm a learner during a first lesson. Which answer best captures it for Naomi? Option A, egocentrism. Option B, reliability. Option C, cognitive load. Option D, intrinsic motivation. The correct answer is option C, cognitive load. This describes cognitive load because working memory can become overloaded when too much information must be processed at once. Egocentrism is not the best choice because it means difficulty taking another viewpoint. Reliability is different because it concerns consistency of scores. Intrinsic motivation does not fit because it concerns interest and enjoyment. Question 46. Inside a peer study circle, Naomi studies why exam candidates build their own understanding through discussion, examples, and problem solving. Which concept fits? Option A, constructivism. Option B, maturation. Option C, behaviorism. Option D, standardization. The correct answer is option A, constructivism. This describes constructivism because learners actively construct meaning rather than simply receive information. Maturation is not the best choice because it emphasizes biological growth. Behaviorism is different because it emphasizes observable behavior and consequences. Standardization does not fit because it keeps procedures uniform. Question 47. Looking at the clue that exam candidates investigate a question, gather evidence, and develop an explanation, which idea should Naomi remember? Option A, norm-referenced assessment. Option B, inquiry-based learning. Option C, direct instruction. Option D, fixed-ratio reinforcement. The correct answer is option B, inquiry-based learning. This describes inquiry-based learning because learning begins with questions and exploration rather than only direct telling. Norm-referenced assessment is not the best choice because it compares students to one another. Direct instruction is different because it uses clear teacher-led explanation and guided practice. Fixed-ratio reinforcement does not fit because it rewards after a set number of responses. Question 48. Naomi sees that a course tutor models a skill, guides practice, checks understanding, and gives feedback during a quiet study group. Which concept best explains it? Option A, direct instruction. Option B, peer tutoring. Option C, discovery learning. Option D, portfolio assessment. The correct answer is option A, direct instruction. This describes direct instruction because the method uses explicit teaching steps and structured practice. Peer tutoring is not the best choice because it uses students helping students. Discovery learning is different because it expects students to uncover ideas with less direct guidance. Portfolio assessment does not fit because it collects work over time. Question 49. When Naomi notices that exam candidates work in small groups with shared goals and individual accountability in an online prep session, which idea is being tested? Option A, independent study. Option B, cooperative learning. Option C, competitive learning. Option D, lecture method. The correct answer is option B, cooperative learning. This describes cooperative learning because learners collaborate while each member remains responsible for contributing. Independent study is not the best choice because it relies on solo learning. Competitive learning is different because it ranks students against one another. Lecture method does not fit because it centers on teacher presentation. Question 50. During a morning lesson, Naomi studies a case where a course tutor adjusts tasks, materials, and support based on learner readiness. Which term fits best? Option A, standardized instruction. Option B, differentiated instruction. Option C, random sampling. Option D, summative assessment. The correct answer is option B, differentiated instruction. This describes differentiated instruction because instruction is adapted to different needs while keeping meaningful learning goals. Standardized instruction is not the best choice because it delivers the same approach to all students. Random sampling is different because it selects participants for research. Summative assessment does not fit because it evaluates after instruction. Question 51. In a practice test workshop, Naomi asks why a lesson offers text, audio, visuals, and different ways to show understanding from the start. Which answer names the idea? Option A, universal design for learning. Option B, tracking. Option C, mastery grading. Option D, accommodation only. The correct answer is option A, universal design for learning. This describes universal design for learning because UDL plans flexible access and expression options before barriers appear. Tracking is not the best choice because it separates students into groups by perceived ability. Mastery grading is different because it focuses on reaching standards before moving ahead. Accommodation only does not fit because it changes access for an individual after a need is identified. Question 52. After reading that a course tutor uses a quick exit question to adjust tomorrow's lesson, how should Naomi label the concept? Option A, formative assessment. Option B, summative assessment. Option C, norm-referenced assessment. Option D, placement test. The correct answer is option A, formative assessment. This describes formative assessment because the assessment is used during learning to guide instruction and feedback. Summative assessment is not the best choice because it judges learning after instruction is complete. Norm-referenced assessment is different because it compares performance to other learners. Placement test does not fit because it sorts students before instruction begins. Question 53. For a short exam review, Naomi connects a final exam measures what exam candidates learned after the unit ends with which principle. Option A, diagnostic assessment. Option B, anecdotal record. Option C, formative assessment. Option D, summative assessment. The correct answer is option D, summative assessment. This describes summative assessment because the assessment evaluates achievement at the end of a learning period. Diagnostic assessment is not the best choice because it identifies starting strengths and needs. Anecdotal record is different because it is a brief observational note. Formative assessment does not fit because it guides instruction during learning. Question 54. Could a case where an exam candidate's score is judged against a fixed standard of mastery be an example of which concept for Naomi? Option A, criterion referenced assessment. Option B, informal observation. Option C, ipsative assessment. Option D, norm-referenced assessment. The correct answer is option A, criterion referenced assessment. This describes criterion referenced assessment because performance is compared with defined criteria rather than other students. Informal observation is not the best choice because it is not necessarily tied to a fixed standard. Ipsative assessment is different because it compares a student to their own past performance. Norm-referenced assessment does not fit because it compares students to a reference group. Question 55. Why would Naomi link a score report shows how exam candidate performed compared with a national sample to one major educational psychology idea? Option A, norm-referenced assessment. Option B, authentic assessment. Option C, criterion referenced assessment. Option D, formative assessment. The correct answer is option A, norm-referenced assessment. This describes norm-referenced assessment because the score is interpreted relative to other test takers. Authentic assessment is not the best choice because it uses real-world tasks. Criterion referenced assessment is different because it compares performance to a standard. Formative assessment does not fit because it is used during learning for improvement. Question 56. A practice item tells Naomi that a test gives similar results when the same skill is measured repeatedly. Which concept is most likely? Option A, reliability. Option B, validity. Option C, bias. Option D, percentile rank. The correct answer is option A, reliability. This describes reliability because reliability means scores are consistent across time, items, or raters. Validity is not the best choice because it asks whether the test measures the intended construct. Bias is different because it concerns unfair advantage or disadvantage. Percentile rank does not fit because it reports relative standing. Question 57. Before answering, Naomi identifies that a math test actually measures math reasoning instead of reading speed. Which term should be chosen? Option A, reliability. Option B, standard error. Option C, inter-rater agreement. Option D, validity. The correct answer is option D, validity. This describes validity because validity concerns whether an assessment measures what it claims to measure. Reliability is not the best choice because it concerns consistency, not meaning. Standard error is different because it estimates score uncertainty. Inter-rater agreement does not fit because it is one form of consistency between scorers. Question 58. Which choice helps Naomi explain why all examines receive the same directions, timing, and scoring rules in an after-school class? Option A, portfolio assessment. Option B, informal assessment. Option C, authentic assessment. Option D, standardized test. The correct answer is option D, standardized test. This describes standardized test because standardization keeps testing conditions uniform so scores can be interpreted fairly. Portfolio assessment is not the best choice because it collects multiple pieces of work over time. Informal assessment is different because it may be flexible and teacher-made. Authentic assessment does not fit because it asks students to perform realistic tasks. Question 59. How can Naomi classify a classroom moment where exam candidates design a real classroom plan instead of only selecting answers on a test? Option A, authentic assessment. Option B, norm-referenced assessment. Option C, standardized assessment. Option D, forced choice test. The correct answer is option A, authentic assessment. This describes authentic assessment because students demonstrate learning through realistic tasks and products. Norm-referenced assessment is not the best choice because it compares performance to a group. Standardized assessment is different because it uses uniform procedures and scoring. Forced choice test does not fit because it limits responses to provided options. Question 60. Suppose Naomi observes that exam candidates receive a scoring guide describing levels for evidence, clarity, and accuracy. Which concept is shown? Option A, norm table. Option B, checklist. Option C, syllabus. Option D, rubric. The correct answer is option D, rubric. This describes rubric because a rubric lists criteria and performance levels for judging work. Norm table is not the best choice because it helps interpret scores against a sample. Checklist is different because it often marks whether elements are present without quality levels. Syllabus does not fit because it outlines course policies and topics. Question 61. While reviewing, Naomi sees a course tutor moves exam candidates from remembering facts to evaluating arguments and creating projects. Which idea matches the situation? Option A, Maslow hierarchy. Option B, Erikson stages. Option C, Bloom taxonomy. Option D, Kohlberg stages. The correct answer is option C, Bloom taxonomy. This describes Bloom taxonomy because the taxonomy organizes cognitive tasks from lower to higher levels of thinking. Maslow hierarchy is not the best choice because it organizes human needs. Erikson stages is different because it describes psychosocial development. Kohlberg stages does not fit because it describes moral reasoning. Question 62. One interesting clue says an exam candidate with a qualifying disability has a legal plan with goals and services. Which educational psychology term fits for Naomi? Option A, rubric. Option B, norming report. Option C, individualized education program. Option D, lesson plan. The correct answer is option C, individualized education program. This describes individualized education program because an IEP documents specialized instruction, supports, goals, and services for eligible students. Rubric is not the best choice because it scores performance. Norming report is different because it summarizes comparison data. Lesson plan does not fit because it guides a teacher's daily instruction, but is not a special education legal document. Question 63. From this example, where an exam candidate with a disability learns with non-disabled peers as much as appropriate, which answer should Naomi select? Option A, retention. Option B, least restrictive environment. Option C, standardization. Option D, tracking. The correct answer is option B, least restrictive environment. This describes least restrictive environment because students should be educated in settings that provide access while avoiding unnecessary separation. Retention is not the best choice because it keeps a student in the same grade. Standardization is different because it keeps testing procedures uniform. Tracking does not fit because it groups students by perceivability. Question 64. Students in an online prep session discuss why a learner gets extended time while the learning target stays the same. Which concept gives the best explanation? Option A, acceleration. Option B, modification. Option C, accommodation. Option D, punishment. The correct answer is option C, accommodation. This describes accommodation because access is adjusted without changing the essential learning expectation. Acceleration is not the best choice because it moves a learner ahead faster. Modification is different because it changes the learning expectation or task level. Punishment does not fit because it reduces unwanted behavior through consequences. Question 65. Teachers in a morning lesson wonder why a learner completes a simplified assignment with different learning expectations. Which principle applies? Option A, universal screening. Option B, accommodation. Option C, modification. Option D, scaffolding. The correct answer is option C, modification. This describes modification because the task or standard is changed to fit the learner's instructional level. Universal screening is not the best choice because it checks all learners for risk. Accommodation is different because it changes access while keeping the same standard. Scaffolding does not fit because it gives temporary support toward the same goal. Question 66. Can Naomi treat a strong thinker struggles with accurate word decoding and benefits from structured phonics as evidence of which concept? Option A, behavior contract. Option B, dyslexia support. Option C, percentile rank. Option D, dyscalculia support. The correct answer is option B, dyslexia support. This describes dyslexia support because dyslexia commonly affects word reading and decoding, so explicit structured literacy support can help. Behavior contract is not the best choice because it targets behavior goals. Percentile rank is different because it reports relative test standing. Dyscalculia support does not fit because it focuses on math-related difficulties. Question 67. If Naomi must answer quickly, which idea is signaled when a learner focuses better with short tasks, movement breaks, and clear routines? Option A, gifted compacting. Option B, classical conditioning. Option C, ADHD classroom support. Option D, criterion testing. The correct answer is option C, ADHD classroom support. This describes ADHD classroom support because structured routines and attention supports can reduce distractions and support self-management. Gifted compacting is not the best choice because it removes already mastered work for advanced learners. Classical conditioning is different because it links stimuli with responses. Criterion testing does not fit because it compares performance to standards. Question 68. Rather than guessing, Naomi should connect an advanced learner skips mastered work and uses time for deeper enrichment with which concept? Option A, extinction. Option B, remediation. Option C, retention. Option D, curriculum compacting. The correct answer is option D, curriculum compacting. This describes curriculum compacting because already mastered content is reduced so the learner can pursue more challenging work. Extinction is not the best choice because it removes reinforcement to reduce a behavior. Remediation is different because it remediates skills that are not yet mastered. Retention does not fit because it repeats a grade or course. Question 69. Curiosity rises when Naomi reads that examples, discussion norms, and materials connect learning to exam candidates' cultural backgrounds. Which term solves the puzzle? Option A, standardized testing. Option B, culturally responsive teaching. Option C, ability tracking. Option D, colorblind teaching. The correct answer is option B, culturally responsive teaching. This describes culturally responsive teaching because instruction uses students' cultural knowledge and experiences as assets for learning. Standardized testing is not the best choice because it keeps procedures uniform. Ability tracking is different because it separates students by perceived ability. Colorblind teaching does not fit because it ignores cultural differences rather than using them constructively. Question 70. A CLEP-style scenario says an assessment unfairly disadvantages a group because examples depend on unfamiliar cultural knowledge. Which answer best captures it for Naomi? Option A, test bias. Option B, validity evidence. Option C, reliability. Option D, standard deviation. The correct answer is option A, test bias. This describes test bias because bias occurs when irrelevant factors give some groups an unfair advantage or disadvantage. Validity evidence is not the best choice because it supports appropriate score interpretation. Reliability is different because it concerns score consistency. Standard deviation does not fit because it describes score spread. Question 71. Inside a final review session, Naomi studies why exam candidates transition quickly because procedures for materials and movement are practiced daily. Which concept fits? Option A, accommodation. Option B, classroom routines. Option C, summative testing. Option D, random reinforcement. The correct answer is option B, classroom routines. This describes classroom routines because clear repeated procedures reduce confusion and support orderly learning time. Accommodation is not the best choice because it adjusts access for a learner. Summative testing is different because it evaluates final achievement. Random reinforcement does not fit because it gives rewards unpredictably. Question 72. Looking at the clue that exam candidates earn points for target behaviors and trade them for privileges, which idea should Naomi remember? Option A, logical consequence. Option B, classical conditioning. Option C, token economy. Option D, mastery learning. The correct answer is option C, token economy. This describes token economy because tokens serve as conditioned reinforcers that can be exchanged for backup rewards. Logical consequence is not the best choice because it is connected naturally to misbehavior. Classical conditioning is different because it links two stimuli rather than using exchangeable rewards. Mastery learning does not fit because it requires meeting standards before moving forward. Question 73. Naomi sees that an exam candidate who misuses lab materials must repair the setup and review safety steps during an after-school class. Which concept best explains it? Option A, unrelated punishment. Option B, negative reinforcement. Option C, logical consequence. Option D, extinction. The correct answer is option C, logical consequence. This describes logical consequence because the consequence is related to the behavior and helps restore responsible action. Unrelated punishment is not the best choice because it does not connect meaningfully to the behavior. Negative reinforcement is different because it increases behavior by removing an unpleasant condition. Extinction does not fit because it withholds reinforcement to reduce behavior. Question 74. When Naomi notices that a course tutor spots small off-task behavior early while continuing the lesson smoothly in a student coaching session, which idea is being tested? Option A, self-efficacy. Option B, witness. Option C, wait time. Option D, scaffolding. The correct answer is option B, witness. This describes witness because witness means awareness of classroom events and quick response before problems grow. Self-efficacy is not the best choice because it is belief in capability. Wait time is different because it is a pause after asking a question. Scaffolding does not fit because it gives temporary learning support. Question 75. During a mini-lecture, Naomi studies a case where a course tutor pauses several seconds after asking a question before calling on anyone. Which term fits best? Option A, wait time. Option B, distributed practice. Option C, response cost. Option D, witness. The correct answer is option A, wait time. This describes wait time because wait time gives students more processing time and often improves response quality. Distributed practice is not the best choice because it spreads study sessions over time. Response cost is different because it removes a privilege after behavior. Witness does not fit because it is awareness of classroom behavior. Question 76. In a peer study circle, Naomi asks why a prompt asks exam candidates to explain several possible reasons instead of choosing one fact. Which answer names the idea? Option A, closed question. Option B, recall cue. Option C, fixed ratio schedule. Option D, open-ended questioning. The correct answer is option D, open-ended questioning. This describes open-ended questioning because open-ended questions invite elaboration, reasoning, and multiple defensible responses. Closed question is not the best choice because it usually has one brief answer. Recall cue is different because it simply prompts memory of stored information. Fixed ratio schedule does not fit because it reinforces after a set number of responses. Question 77. After reading that a course tutor tells a learner exactly what worked and what to revise next, how should Naomi label the concept? Option A, effective feedback. Option B, summative grade only. Option C, random correction. Option D, general praise. The correct answer is option A, effective feedback. This describes effective feedback because specific, timely feedback helps learners close the gap between current and desired performance. Summative grade only is not the best choice because it reports performance without next steps. Random correction is different because it lacks targeted connection to the learning goal. General praise does not fit because it may feel positive but gives little guidance. Question 78. For a short exam review, Naomi connects an exam candidate, sets a goal, monitors progress, changes strategies, and reflects after studying with which principle? Option A, social facilitation. Option B, object permanence. Option C, operant conditioning. Option D, self-regulated learning. The correct answer is option D, self-regulated learning. This describes self-regulated learning because learners actively plan, monitor, control, and evaluate their learning. Social facilitation is not the best choice because it concerns performance changes in the presence of others. Object permanence is different because it concerns infant understanding of hidden objects. Operant conditioning does not fit because it emphasizes consequences shaping behavior. Question 79. Could a case where exam candidates take turns summarizing, questioning, clarifying, and predicting during reading be an example of which concept for Naomi? Option A, direct instruction. Option B, token economy. Option C, reciprocal teaching. Option D, random assignment. The correct answer is option C, reciprocal teaching. This describes reciprocal teaching because the strategy uses structured dialogue to improve comprehension. Direct instruction is not the best choice because it is mainly teacher-led explanation and practice. Token economy is different because it uses symbolic rewards. Random assignment does not fit because it assigns participants to groups by chance. Question 80. Why would Naomi link one exam candidate guides another through practice while both receive learning benefits to one major educational psychology idea? Option A, portfolio assessment. Option B, lecture. Option C, peer tutoring. Option D, tracking. The correct answer is option C, peer tutoring. This describes peer tutoring because students support each other's learning through structured helper-learner roles. Portfolio assessment is not the best choice because it collects work samples over time. Lecture is different because it is teacher presentation to a group. Tracking does not fit because it separates students into ability groups. Question 81. A practice item tells Naomi that a child identifies that cat and cup begin with the same spoken sound. Which concept is most likely? Option A, syntax. Option B, phonics. Option C, phonemic awareness. Option D, morphology. The correct answer is option C, phonemic awareness. This describes phonemic awareness because the learner is attending to individual sounds in spoken language. Syntax is not the best choice because it concerns sentence structure. Phonics is different because it links sounds to printed letters. Morphology does not fit because it studies meaningful word parts. Question 82. Before answering, Naomi identifies that a learner improves a skill after watching a confident model demonstrate each step. Which term should be chosen? Option A, Bandura modeling. Option B, Skinner shaping. Option C, Piaget conservation. Option D, Maslow needs. The correct answer is option A, Bandura modeling. This describes Bandura modeling because Bandura emphasized learning by observing models and the outcomes of their actions. Skinner shaping is not the best choice because it reinforces gradual behavior changes through consequences. Piaget conservation is different because it concerns logical understanding of quantity. Maslow needs does not fit because it explains motivation through layered needs. Question 83. Which choice helps Naomi explain why family, school, peers, community, and culture all shape a child's development in a classroom discussion? Option A, information processing. Option B, Erikson psychosocial stages. Option C, Brenfenbrenner ecological systems. Option D, Kohlberg moral stages. The correct answer is option C, Brenfenbrenner ecological systems. This describes Brenfenbrenner ecological systems because development is influenced by nested environmental systems around the child. Information processing is not the best choice because it compares thinking to mental processing systems. Erikson psychosocial stages is different because it focuses on lifespan social-emotional conflicts. Kohlberg moral stages does not fit because it focuses on moral reasoning. Question 84. How can Naomi classify a classroom moment where a young child uses a caregiver as a safe base and seeks comfort after stress? Option A, secure attachment. Option B, avoidant attachment. Option C, authoritarian parenting. Option D, industry versus inferiority. The correct answer is option A, secure attachment. This describes secure attachment because secure attachment involves trust in caregiver availability and comfort. Avoidant attachment is not the best choice because it shows reduced seeking of comfort. Authoritarian parenting is different because it describes strict parenting style. Industry versus inferiority does not fit because it is a school-age psychosocial conflict. Question 85. Suppose Naomi observes that two infants differ early in activity level, mood, and adaptability. Which concept is shown? Option A, self-concept. Option B, moral reasoning. Option C, temperament. Option D, criterion validity. The correct answer is option C, temperament. This describes temperament because temperament refers to biologically influenced patterns of emotional and behavioral response. Self-concept is not the best choice because it is a person's view of self. Moral reasoning is different because it concerns judgments about right and wrong. Criterion validity does not fit because it links test scores to an outcome. Question 86. While reviewing, Naomi sees a child says goad because a regular grammar rule is applied too broadly. Which idea matches the situation? Option A, babbling. Option B, language overgeneralization. Option C, code switching. Option D, telegraphic speech. The correct answer is option B, language overgeneralization. This describes language overgeneralization because the child applies a learned language rule to an irregular case. Babbling is not the best choice because it is early sound play. Code switching is different because it shifts language varieties based on context. Telegraphic speech does not fit because it uses short two-word phrases. Question 87. One interesting clue says exam candidates explain whether a character should break a rule to help someone in need. Which educational psychology term fits for Naomi? Option A, moral dilemma assessment. Option B, behavior checklist. Option C, achievement test. Option D, aptitude test. The correct answer is option A, moral dilemma assessment. This describes moral dilemma assessment because moral dilemmas reveal the reasoning behind judgments, not just the choice itself. Behavior checklist is not the best choice because it records observed behaviors. Achievement test is different because it measures learned academic content. Aptitude test does not fit because it predicts future learning potential. Question 88. From this example, where a study finds that homework time and test scores rise together without proving cause, which answer should Naomi select? Option A, ethnography. Option B, case study. Option C, experimental research. Option D, correlational research. The correct answer is option D, correlational research. This describes correlational research because correlation shows a relationship between variables but does not establish causation. Ethnography is not the best choice because it studies culture through immersion. Case study is different because it examines one person or small group deeply. Experimental research does not fit because it manipulates variables to test cause and effect. Question 89. Students in a student coaching session discuss why participants are placed into tutoring or no tutoring groups by chance. Which concept gives the best explanation? Option A, convenience sampling. Option B, random assignment. Option C, matching. Option D, random sampling. The correct answer is option B, random assignment. This describes random assignment because chance placement helps make groups similar before the treatment begins. Convenience sampling is not the best choice because it uses whoever is easily available. Matching is different because it pairs participants on key traits. Random sampling does not fit because it selects participants from a population. Question 90. Teachers in a mini lecture wonder why a researcher changes the type of feedback exam candidates receive. Which principle applies? Option A, dependent variable. Option B, control variable. Option C, confounding variable. Option D, independent variable. The correct answer is option D, independent variable. This describes independent variable because the independent variable is the factor the researcher manipulates. Dependent variable is not the best choice because it is the measured outcome. Control variable is different because it is held constant. Confounding variable does not fit because it is an unwanted factor that may affect results. Question 91. Can Naomi treat a researcher measures quiz scores after using two different teaching methods as evidence of which concept? Option A, extraneous variable. Option B, random assignment. Option C, dependent variable. Option D, independent variable. The correct answer is option C, dependent variable. This describes dependent variable because the dependent variable is the outcome measured to see whether the treatment had an effect. Extraneous variable is not the best choice because it is an outside influence. Random assignment is different because it is a grouping procedure. Independent variable does not fit because it is the factor manipulated. Question 92. If Naomi must answer quickly, which idea is signaled when one group receives regular instruction while another receives a new memory strategy? Option A, population. Option B, control group. Option C, experimental group. Option D, sample. The correct answer is option B, control group. This describes control group because the control group provides a comparison for judging the effect of the treatment. Population is not the best choice because it is the larger group of interest. Experimental group is different because it receives the treatment being tested. Sample does not fit because it is the set of participants studied. Question 93. Rather than guessing, Naomi should connect a course tutor adds all quiz scores and divides by the number of exam candidates with which concept? Option A, median. Option B, mode. Option C, range. Option D, mean. The correct answer is option D, mean. This describes mean because the mean is the arithmetic average of a set of scores. Median is not the best choice because it is the middle score. Mode is different because it is the most frequent score. Range does not fit because it is the difference between highest and lowest scores. Question 94. Curiosity rises when Naomi reads that a course tutor wants to know how spread out the class scores are around the average. Which term solves the puzzle? Option A, percentile rank. Option B, standard deviation. Option C, mean. Option D, raw score. The correct answer is option B, standard deviation. This describes standard deviation because standard deviation describes typical distance of scores from the mean. Percentile rank is not the best choice because it shows relative standing. Mean is different because it gives the average but not spread. Raw score does not fit because it is the number of points earned. Question 95. A CLEP-style scenario says an exam candidate's report says the score is higher than the scores of 80% of the norm group. Which answer best captures it for Naomi? Option A, percentile rank. Option B, standard deviation. Option C, percentage correct. Option D, grade equivalent. The correct answer is option A, percentile rank. This describes percentile rank because percentile rank tells the percentage of comparison scores at or below a student's score. Standard deviation is not the best choice because it describes score spread. Percentage correct is different because it reports items answered correctly. Grade equivalent does not fit because it estimates grade level performance, often imperfectly. Question 96. Inside a practice test workshop, Naomi studies why exam candidates improve partly because they know they are being studied. Which concept fits? Option A, placebo effect. Option B, observer bias. Option C, testing effect. Option D, Hawthorne effect. The correct answer is option D, Hawthorne effect. This describes Hawthorne effect because participants may change behavior simply because they are receiving attention in a study. Placebo effect is not the best choice because it involves improvement from belief in a treatment. Observer bias is different because it occurs when researcher expectations shape recording. Testing effect does not fit because it improves learning through retrieval practice. Question 97. Looking at the clue that exam candidates improve over a semester because they naturally grew older, not because of the program, which idea should Naomi remember? Option A, instrumentation threat. Option B, maturation threat. Option C, selection bias. Option D, regression to the mean. The correct answer is option B, maturation threat. This describes maturation threat because changes due to natural development can threaten conclusions about a treatment's effect. Instrumentation threat is not the best choice because it occurs when measurement changes over time. Selection bias is different because it occurs when groups differ before a treatment. Regression to the mean does not fit because it occurs when extreme scores move closer to average later. Question 98. Naomi sees that a researcher records detailed notes about classroom interactions instead of only counting scores during a classroom discussion. Which concept best explains it? Option A, qualitative observation. Option B, standardized testing. Option C, random assignment. Option D, meta-analysis. The correct answer is option A, qualitative observation. This describes qualitative observation because qualitative methods focus on rich descriptions and meanings in context. Standardized testing is not the best choice because it uses uniform measurement procedures. Random assignment is different because it places participants into groups by chance. Meta-analysis does not fit because it statistically combines many studies. Question 99. When Naomi notices that a course tutor studies the effect of a new discussion routine in the course tutor's own classroom in a quick quiz review, which idea is being tested? Option A, survey research. Option B, laboratory experiment. Option C, longitudinal research. Option D, action research. The correct answer is option D, action research. This describes action research because practitioners investigate their own settings to improve local practice. Survey research is not the best choice because it gathers responses from questionnaires. Laboratory experiment is different because it tests variables in a controlled setting. Longitudinal research does not fit because it follows participants over time. Question 100. During a teacher training scenario, Naomi studies a case where families are told the study purpose, risks, and rights before agreeing to participate. Which term fits best? Option A, informed consent. Option B, confidentiality. Option C, debriefing. Option D, random assignment. The correct answer is option A, informed consent. This describes informed consent because participants or guardians must understand key information and voluntarily agree. Confidentiality is not the best choice because it protects private data. Debriefing is different because it explains details after participation. Random assignment does not fit because it assigns participants to groups by chance.